guys, it's Kenz.
And Shell.
Welcome back to the Effortless Podcast Season 2. We are so excited to be here.
Yes, we are so happy to be here for Season 2. And we want to start by giving a big thanks to every single person who has been so supportive through Season 1 and really hyping us up for Season 2.
Yeah, we're really excited. I feel like there's been a lot of hype behind Season 2. So we're excited and it'll be fun. We have some guests coming and some topics that I think we're ready to really get into, which will be good. Yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah. And for the first season or the first episode of Season 2, it's kind of funny. We had this huge idea. We were going to just recap all these great things that we did over the summer. And we just thought it was going to be like such a great like sum up of the summer.
You're saying summer?
That too.
Like, wow.
Of the summer.
Yeah. Okay.
But then we got together to like start making some talking points and we literally had nothing to say.
We didn't really have a really exciting summer. I mean, it was good.
It was like a good summer, but it was just not, it's not like we went on a bunch of adventures or something.
We went to Montana.
Yeah, which was also super fun, but it's not like anything.
It wasn't like, well, we went into this and this and this.
Yeah, it wasn't like record breaking by any means.
Yeah, it also went so fast.
Yeah.
I literally cannot believe how fast the summer went.
And it was very hot, which was so nice.
Was it really hot?
During the summer?
I don't feel like it was overly hot.
Really? Well, I felt like it was really hot because my AC broke in my car.
Yeah, that's true. So if you don't have AC.
If you don't have AC in your car, it was so hot.
Yeah, shoot.
I only would drive like really early or really late at night when it was somewhat cool. Or if I was just driving to Mackenzie's house, which is like 5 minutes away from my house.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair, I guess.
But I feel like it was like pretty hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt like a very averagely hot summer to me, but
because you have AC.
Maybe. Also, real quick, can we talk about your jersey?
Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful that you brought this up. So I'm wearing a Weber State, obviously #1 jersey. This is where Damian Lillard went to college. And
so funny that you bought that.
For all of you who don't know, Dame has been traded.
Who doesn't know that?
I don't know.
I think most people would know that, but I guess
it's very sad. It's been a really hard week for me.
Yeah. She needed therapy session.
I might. You know, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Did a lot of great things
for the city of Portland. Like what?
Guy on and off the court. A lot of charity work. Okay. Like, have you seen like what are the car dealerships that he really?
That's his charity. I mean, car dealerships.
No, and he did a lot for the Blazers.
Yeah, no, he did. Great guy.
Great teammate. He will be so missed.
Although Nash was like so excited. He was like, I'm so excited. I'm like, why? So he used to play with Jonas.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Way to see the bright side, Nashy.
Mm-hmm.
That's always great.
You know. But yeah, you know what's funny? When you said you were going to be wearing this jersey, last night I was wearing my PLU Greg Ford football sweatshirt that says G Ford on it with his number. And I was like, oh, maybe I should wear my Greg Ford football sweatshirt. But then I knew I'd be so embarrassed of that. And like,
so maybe one time you should.
Yeah, I will sometime.
I mean, also another great athlete.
If we're talking about great athletes,
Damian Lillard,
Greg Ford,
right
up there.
I'm serious.
Yeah. So
also, just a quick shout out, another shout out for Dame. If you haven't listened to his farewell single, check it out.
Give us some lines.
I'll be blazing trails, but it won't be for the Blazers. That is a line. And I know. Yeah. It's good.
Okay. Well,
he's a good rapper too.
Yeah, he is actually a good rapper. Nash is like really
talents.
Mm-hmm. Too good. Well, that is it is sad though.
It is very sad.
It's leaving us Portlanders.
I know. And I have been reading like, why have people been giving him a hard time? Like, I just don't get it. Like, some fans have been like really negative towards him, and I'm questioning
They're fan if they actually really care about him.
Right.
They should be looking out for his best
I feel
interest.
like and he did as much as he could while he was here. Yeah. And then if the organization couldn't support him, like, why would he stay?
Yeah, you're really passionate about it.
I am very passionate about it.
Yeah,
good
that's
Dame.
good. Dame Dolph.
Dame Dolph.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any other recaps of your summer, though? I'm trying to think if there's anything like real big to talk about.
Actually, I'm glad that you said that because there's one other major event that happened this summer.
What is it? I
went to the Jonas Brothers concert.
Oh my God. Good Lord.
For the second time.
Yeah. And you're like in love with Joe.
Okay.
He's so not your type.
I know. So just to let everybody know, I have never been a huge Jonas Brothers fan. My little sister is like obsessed. Mm-hmm. She kind of grew up with them.
She's like it's like her Backstreet Boys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I went with her 2 years ago, and then she asked me to go again, and it was actually a super fun concert. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go again. And for some reason this year, I'm like, Joe is really, he's really not my type. But when you see him sing Vacation Eyes,
will you sing it for us?
Vacation. I'm more of a rapper, but
okay.
I can't.
There's that one part that you really
I know, because that's the part that he gets into, and then at the concert, he's like growling a little bit with.
Oh my gosh! So Shelly likes the guy that growls.
Into it. I was so into it, and then after I was just like, oh my gosh, he's like, there's something about him.
Come to mind.
I'm pretty sure the infatuation will fade
because he's getting divorced, right? Which is sad. Actually.
Yeah. He addressed it at our concert. It was the first time he had like spoken about it. Apparently,
interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, really not your type.
Really, really not my type. I think
every time you send pictures of him, I'm like, oh, why?
I know.
This is very interesting.
I know.
But I mean,
yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing to switch up your type a little bit.
Well. I don't know if I would.
Horizons.
Yeah. The last time you told me to do that.
What happened?
Was when Firefighter 1 sucked my face off. Never.
Yeah, you're right.
Good no, life. Broadening the horizons. I think I'll like love him from afar.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. It'll fade.
Mm-hmm.
So those are like my 2 major
talking points that you really wanted to
make sure that we covered.
Okay.
Because the rest of the summer for me was just pretty like I'm in grind. We are in grind era.
What is the era thing, you know? I keep seeing whatever era. Is that just like a trending
situation? I don't know.
Like I'm in my you're in your like hot girl era.
Oh, I kept saying like hot girl or like
hot girl summer
or season. For some reason, I'm into saying season, but maybe I'm like
I think era is like the new thing that you say.
Okay,
so we're in our grind era.
Oh yeah, I keep on wanting to say season. Wow,
I'd grind thing
era.
Or so people are like, grinding. I feel like I keep seeing all these era. In my mom era.
Oh,
in my.
Isn't that like a forever era?
Hair era. Yeah, you're right.
Mom era, lifetime,
lifetime
era.
True.
That's funny though.
That's just like a thing, I think.
Oh, so, well,
grind era.
We're in our grind era right now.
Working hard.
Yeah, just busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is good. It's like a good feeling sometimes to just like put your head down and dig deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding.
It is.
But what's like a thing this summer that you want to talk about? I feel like
actually, one thing. I don't really have specifics other than one thing I am excited to share.
Yeah.
Is, as you know, I really changed up my eating this summer. So like starting in June, I was really inspired by my friend who, I sort of briefly mentioned this in season 1, I think, about how she just cut out oils and then she really went hard and cut out. Well, she's actually already gluten-free because she has like celiacs, but gluten, sugar, processed foods, all the things. She's very inspiring. And so I was like,
she is inspiring.
Yeah. So I was like, I should try this. I should give it a try, you know?
Yeah.
So I did it. Well, actually I cut out 3 things. Sugar, like all processed sugar, all gluten, and all, well, not all, mainly all processed foods. So like packaged things.
Yeah.
Seed oils, because that's where all the seed oils are, which is like the sunflower, safflower. We've talked about that before. But the biggest thing, to be honest, is after I had Jovi, I feel like I could not get past 160 pounds. And I'm like, I'm healthy. I work out all the time, but like nothing was like, is very
like you like
plateaued. And I was like, nothing was really changing. So, and 160 really isn't my norm.
Right.
Like I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm so fat, but it was like, I just couldn't get past that. So after doing those things, literally within 3 months, I lost 12 pounds. And like
crazy.
The craziest part to me, honestly, is as we all know, like when I would get hungry, I get hangry and like my blood sugar just is like, what is it? Is it dropping or
it's dropping
to make me just like shaky,
threatening to punch people in the face when she's really hungry. True.
Whatever. True. Anyway, I don't do that anymore.
You don't. I don't. It's actually.
But it's I literally.
It is.
I feel like it's one of those things where I was like, it happened pretty quickly. The change up of where all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I do not get shaky. I do not get hangry.
Right.
I felt like I didn't have to like. I wasn't like in panic mode if I hadn't eaten for a while because it was like I knew I'd be okay.
Yeah.
And then I just feel way less bloated. I feel like my brain fog has like decreased, so much more energy. I feel like it's way less common now that I'm like, I am so tired. I'm so tired. And I think most of that honestly is from the gluten and like the carbs, the unhealthy carbs. I still eat like potatoes and rice and like whole grains that are gluten-free. But giving up all of the just like processed stuff, like it's crazy the amount of chemicals that are in all of these foods that we eat.
And how much it affects your body, your mood, and your body, and just like,
And I feel like it's one of those things that I'm like so anti-diet.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. You're very
like I've always been, which I think
bad diet.
Yes, which I think probably sort of comes from my mom because I feel like my mom's always been healthy, but she's always been like so anti like diet. Like it's like you eat what you can like sustain your whole life basically, which is I think how it should be.
Right.
But so this is something that like, especially after seeing results and stuff, I'm like, I feel like it's easy to just like be more motivated to not even like go back to eating the things, which not to say like, to be honest, I don't want to be a person that I'm like, I can't eat that ever. Yeah. So like I give myself grace, or like if I want a piece of pizza every once in a while, I'll do that.
Or if you're like going out to eat with a friend, or like you're going to an event or something, like you'll eat.
Yeah. And I've tried to just like when there's a really, so or I don't know what I was going to say about it being really whatever, and I'll still like drink every once in a while. I just don't drink very much anyways. So it's not like I'm like really, I don't know, having to cut back on like alcohol or something because I'm not a big alcohol drinker anyways. But it's felt so good. And I feel like it's like,
well, it's something that it's a pretty dramatic change. Like if you've never done this, or if you are normally eating gluten all the time, or like processed food has been a part of your life. So it's like you did it and you saw such a dramatic change so quickly, but it's something that you can sustain for your whole life.
And I really don't feel like it's like, I don't feel like I'm cutting out like a bunch of stuff. Like I still eat like I basically am just eating all whole foods and eliminating like the crap that we shouldn't be eating anyways, because it's just like makes you feel bad.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's been really good. And I would honestly like encourage anybody who feels like they're at like a plateau in their weight to like just give it a try. I think you need to give it some time, and you have to be like decently strict about it, like especially initially. But like, and then incorporating like strength training obviously is great for everybody, but I really feel like I'm starting to just like feel more fit and like kind of back to how I used to be back in the day, pre-babes.
Yeah, and I was going to say, because after Kenz got into this and started changing her diet, I naturally just kind of got into it too. And I wasn't, so like right at first, I wasn't as strict as you were.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of.
Is that your stomach growling right now?
Jeez, speaking of food.
Did you eat anything?
No, I forgot to eat.
Oh my gosh. I made pumpkin waffles this morning. I should have, actually, to be honest, there was one left. And I was like, oh, I should shave. This is a real true story.
Explain
this morning, I was like getting ready and I'm like, oh, I'll tell Shelly to come over early and have pumpkin waffles with us.
Let me check my phone.
No, I did it. And then this is so selfish of me. I'm like, I don't actually know if I have enough for Shelly.
Oh, and so I'm just over here.
And then
starving. My stomach
because now Nash eats them. He used to hate them. which this recipe I should like put in the comments. The recipe, it's so good. Pumpkin waffles with like you grind up oats instead of flour and all.
Which I feel like you should put a lot of your recipes. Like you should almost start doing that like on your Instagram or something. I feel like you're very good at.
Oh my! Well, you don't follow me.
What's your handle?
Oh my gosh! Yep. Stop it. Wait, back to my waffle story. Okay, so then it doesn't actually make me look good. So I don't know why I'm so amped up on telling you this, but I'm just being truthful.
Be vulnerable. Tell us the real you.
So then I was like, oh well, actually Nash eats the waffles now, so I'm just not sure if there's actually enough. Well, mainly because I was running out of oatmeal, so I couldn't make more. Mm-hmm. And then I had one. There was one left, and you
ate it.
Well, everybody eaten. And then I was like, oh, I should say this for Shelly. I bet she would want to try this when she came over. And then I was like, but I'm actually kind of hungry still. So I was like, screw Shelly.
It's really good. And I bringing you coffee.
I know, as you always do.
Yeah.
You are the more thoughtful friend of the two.
I'm so sure.
Next time I will make you waffles.
That's so not true.
Anyway, back to you're starving, your stomach's growling.
I was starving before I was rudely interrupted. I was talking about
how you started.
How I started. Yeah. So I wasn't as strict because, well, I also felt like, of course, this is like how it happens. I had just gone grocery shopping and then it's like all of a sudden I want to change my diet, which I'm not going to like throw away a bunch of food.
No.
That had gluten in it. But I did eventually get to the point where I had cut out all gluten, the sugar, and like limited the seed oil as best as I could. And it does truly make such a difference. Like you do that plus the weightlifting and the like being consistent with the working out. I feel like you do just feel like you feel tighter. You feel smaller. I feel like it's so worth it to at least try. And then it really is like once you get into it, it's easier to keep doing it
because it feels good. You feel good.
Yeah,
and then you start to see results with too. It's like you're just that much more motivated.
But then also something that which we kind of talked about, but something that I feel pretty strongly about is the letting yourself
enjoy.
Yeah, like
you have to
for sure, especially if you're not truly allergic to gluten. I feel like it's still important to like eat it every once in a while.
Is it actually true that if you stop eating something completely, you can like build an intolerance too?
I think
I'm not trying to like
that is true. Like if you stopped like if somebody like just stopped eating dairy for a super long time and then they ate dairy, like they're gonna have an upset stomach.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? I think that's pretty true for same with gluten, which I just never want to get to that point because it's not like I'm allergic to it, but I just know I could feel the effects of it on my body. So
it was that much more like motivating.
Yeah.
But then you do have to have like the randoms, like even at the zoo the other day when we both needed one of Nash's gummy worms.
I know. He like opened his bag of gummy worms. He's like, hey, Shell, you want one? I'm like,
I don't eat sugar.
But yeah, I do.
And then I needed one. But the thing is, I actually did need it that day.
Yeah, you did.
That was a rough. The zoo was fun, except for like, let's just break this down. What? So you guys were looking at the elephants.
Me, Nash, and Jovi.
Right. Ranky was dying of thirst, couldn't hardly survive. So I take her to the drinking fountain. She's like chugging the water. Like it was like gulp, gulp, gulp.
Oh wow, she really was.
And then we get done and she like comes off the fountain and she's like drenched her whole sweatshirt, shirt underneath. And of course she's like pretty dramatic. And I mean, it was kind of cold and like half her sweatshirt was wet. So she was like freaking out. Couldn't wear the sweatshirt and the shirt anymore. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'll just give you Jovi's sweatshirt that's under the stroller. So I like take her shirt off, put her zip up jacket on, and she's freaking out because the arms are too short. And then
she's very particular.
Very particular. Meanwhile, we like go over to the monkeys.
Which are so cute.
They were
cute. The mama monkey has the baby monkey like
blanket.
And then like went and grabbed a blanket and put it. And then the other two were like chasing each other. It was so cute.
It was so cute. But I wasn't really focused on the monkeys at that point because everybody's freaking out. Literally, people probably thought I was like abusing my kids because I'm like trying to rip their shirts off.
because then
Jovi,
your idea was to take Jovi's shirt off her and put it on Frankie,
a little cheetah girl who was wearing cheetah fit for the zoo,
which was so cute.
But I think it actually, in Frankie's defense, was Frankie's shirt that Jovi was wearing. So I was like, perfect. I'll put that shirt on Jovi. Jovi can have her sweatshirt.
But Jovi wanted and needed her cheetah shirt on.
Yeah, I'm like, you can have all of the Smarties you want. Just like, let me give that to Frankie. And she was not having it. So then I had the bright idea of let's go in the bathroom and use those dryers to dry off Frankie's sweatshirt, which actually worked.
It worked.
But moral of the story was
everybody survived.
We both definitely needed this.
I mean, I was chilling, but
for the gummy worm. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
But
in that moment though, I feel like I really noticed even more how mature Nash is. And it's just so fun to see him. Like, he's such like a mini adult now. Yeah. It's like to the point where you can have, like, he's like a mini adult. Like, the girls, he's still kind of like baby a little bit because they're still at that age. But Nash, you're just like, I don't know, you can have like such a grown up conversation with him. And it's so fun.
Yeah.
And he's so cute.
He's a sweet little guy.
And so swaggy.
Just like Dad.
Oh my gosh. He is like, he's so naturally swaggy. His little like, he always has like a hood on. He's like hoodie Nashy.
Hoodie Nashy.
Hoodie mellow.
He gets in trouble with that. Or I think he's not allowed to wear hoods at school. Last year was a struggle. He was like, I wanted to wear his hood every single day. But he take it down.
And yesterday he had like his hat on with his hood on. You just like look at him, you're just like, you're such a cool kid.
Oh my gosh. You're sweet. Love him. But back in school too, which is crazy actually.
Yeah, and you now have 2 big kids in school. Like,
yeah, which is, honestly, it's so crazy. Like the difference with 2 in school and 1 at home. Like,
well, and after having like 3 kids and then during the day now you just have 1 is probably so dramatically.
It feels way easier. It is. And this, honestly though, it's just felt good too because this year has been such a smoother transition with school than last year. Do you remember last year? Like, was the beginning of the year was so rough. Nash was like not having it. And like the first day he like refused to go to school. And he was in the car like honking the horn. I'm like calling Greg, crying.
Yeah,
like,
it was
so bad. And then like that next day, like got him into class. But I was like, he like was like, I'm not going. And I'm like, I'll buy you a Kindle and bring it to you. Sorry, I mean all the bribes. Mamas out there, you know about that bribe life. And don't judge me. But of course, Greg was like, what? You promised to buy him a Kindle? And I'm like, yeah. Anyways, the Kindle got returned.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had to do what you had to do in the moment, but then
yeah. Do you think our audio is picking up the kids screaming upstairs right now? Hopefully,
maybe.
We'll look inside to
they'll get a little
real life. Yeah, no, but this year Nash is like doing so good and thriving, and
yeah, he's loving school, which is so cool to hear. And like when you talk to him about it, he like talks about his friends and
he got in trouble or he had to get extra work sent home.
Kinda, but
he had a note on his thing that said Nash was not using his class time wisely.
But he explained
homework.
Somebody was talking to him.
Yeah, I mean, don't be putting that on somebody else. Like, be the leader.
Just being nice and like respond.
You can be nice and say, "I'm sorry, I have to get my work done."
Sorry, I'm a very studious student.
Yeah,
I need to.
I wouldn't expect anything less from my child. So, anyways, but school's good. Crazy to be back into the swing of things, but it feels good. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like
probably the best summer recap we could have done.
Yeah,
for how minimal
really excited
and like chill our summer was. Yeah. Which it was enjoyable to have kind of like a chill summer. So that was good.
Yeah.
And
I am really excited though for the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Are you excited for these next couple weeks? Or are you scared?
What's a good word? What's like one good? Like I'm like anxiously excited.
Anxious. Yeah.
Is that or
I was gonna get real vulnerable with the
very
pod.
vulnerable. I feel like we've said this like a million times. Talked about my relationship and just all the ways deeper into it, getting in the details. So we're actually going to do that the next 2 to 8 episodes.
Might be an entire season of Shelly's relationship.
This is now a relationship podcast.
Right.
No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I'm going to talk about that. And for anybody who knows me, this is like so out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, you really don't like talking about Even like yourself.
Yeah.
Or like you always kind of play off. If people want to talk about you, you're not really having it.
Yeah, I don't love
You're doing it on your own terms.
Yes. So
give us a little brief, like not background, but like insight into the next episode, though.
A little summary. Let's see. So the next episode, I'm first just kind of going to go through the relationship. So give kind of an overview of it, talk about some details about it, and kind of get into my experience. So like what it was like for me,
like kind of give like a better understanding of like the actual experience.
Yes, of me in it. And then I'll transition into how I got out of it, and then everything I've learned since getting out of it. And I think more so than talking about the relationship, I'm going to talk more about like getting out.
Yeah.
And the aftermath of that. And then the third episode I'm really excited about too, and that's going to be your perspective, like so get ready. Your perspective as a friend who like walked through it with me, and your frustrations, and like, I mean, how annoying and frustrating for you to see, and like you didn't leave me, or you get real emotional.
Are you gonna cry?
I mean, not right this minute, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never talked about it, or I've never like
on it.
Yeah, I mean, to people.
Yeah.
So
I think it'll be good though. I feel like it's gonna be helpful for people. Like that's the goal of it.
I was gonna say that's the goal, is to. I have been through this, and I really feel like it's like put on my heart to like help other people, because I think there's a lot of people who either have been in a relationship similar, or somebody who knows somebody who is, or something, and they don't know how to support them or help them. So that's really the goal of me sharing it.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. And I think it'll even help people understand like why we are as close as we are. And like,
yes,
sometimes I feel like people don't really understand, which is fine. They don't need to, but like the amount that we've just like walked through together.
Yeah.
All the up and bonded us
ups
for like this.
all the dramatics.
All the dramas.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're excited about that. And yeah, so we're so happy to be back. So excited. Yes. And make sure you like and subscribe to the Effortless Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget to find us on YouTube now. Yay. And we will chat next week, Tuesday at 9 a.m. See you then.